What happens with the reports, what we have out there in the market, this is mostly based on researches which is done with operators. So typically you send some questions, you actually get some responses, and then you try to consolidate that response and try to come up with a report which kind of gives you a trend of what's really happening in the world of fraud. But what we have done is we've taken a completely different approach to this entire trend analysis, if you want to call it. So instead of asking questions to operators, we have, as you know, access to operator information in terms of traffic, and we have actually analyzed this traffic for fraud trends. And this whole report is actually based on a comprehensive analysis that we have carried out, and which then points out all the threats that you could possibly have due to fraud. So it's really based on real data and analysis of data than as compared to some survey results, which is what the typical report that you will find out there in the market. When we did this analysis, and if you can just stick to the specific report that we have, this really scans through 140 different operators globally. And when I say 140 different operators globally, it's like literally going from Asia into Europe into Middle East, Africa, Latin America, North America. So it's really a flavor of data which is then being analyzed across different types of operators globally. And hence there's a lot of merit in what we actually see there, because this is why we call this as a global trend and not just a trend for an operator in a specific region. This trends, what we are showing in the report, is actually a snapshot of what is actually happening out there in the world of fraud at the time the report was actually created. So one can certainly take action based on this report, but it's restricted to the information that you have. And mind you, this information is changing on a real-time basis. Now what we do back with our platforms and with our services is we're actually looking at this information on a real-time basis and basing our complete analysis and decision-making capability based on that real-time information that we have, and not based on a snapshot which can be historical, because trends in fraud keep changing, and fraudsters are so smart nowadays. They keep moving so quickly that you can't really be relying on historical information to take any form of action. One of our aims or objectives as part of the service is to make sure that our customers have access to this information on a near real-time basis. So we're launching an online portal in Q3 of 2016, and all the customers who have this service from us will have access to a heat map, a global heat map, which is a real-time statistics of this report available to them at any point of time from anywhere in the world. So they can have access to this information and take actions to stop fraudulent trends in their network.